Real life street stars, man. Hold up, man. We got that boy in the building. Smackwater back in the building.
Yeah. Mr. Go hard on a hoe and go hard on a hoe act. Yeah.
Man, Smack, man, you know, the last interview we did.
Hell, you just put it up on Vimeo. You ain't even.
I had to put that hoe on the membership. It was so raw, man.
It was right. Yeah, you used what? 454 N-words or something.
So 455 N-words, the F-words.
Yeah. I'm self-censoring this. It just was here. It's still gonna have the impact and the passion and the empathy and everything is just gonna be without, because, you know, I want y'all to, you know, my videos require an immense amount of work for the team, and I don't feel like y'all should have to work that hard just to upload a video and to keep spitting the video out and stuff. So, you know, we gonna make it to where, you know, it's mass consumption.
Yeah. It's a lot of real ish that you was giving in that game. So we're gonna try to get it.
Yeah.
You know,
it's gonna be a buck, a bean, 1,000, however you want it. But, you know, we just go, you know, you ain't gotta send the kids out the room.
Yeah. So right
possibly.
Possibly.
Take that.
so right out the gate, man, you Houston. H-Town has now surpassed Chicago.
Number 3.
As far as population.
Number 3.
Number 3. When it comes to Houston.
Crazy.
Houston is like the new epicenter for black people.
It's the number one destination, number one black destination in the country.
Yep.
And every weekend you can see it too. You can see it.
Like
because you meet people from it. Well, I meet women from everywhere, and, you know, dudes who you know, holler at me and, you know, follow me, and, you know, you meet people from everywhere, but meet females from everywhere. And a lot of people say the same thing. I'm moving down here, or I done moved down here. It's crazy, man. Stay where y'all at. Cause it's insane right now in the city. The traffic is, man.
So, man, recently, Sauce Walka and Say So P.
Yeah, rest in peace, Say So P, TSL Family Business.
Did you know Say So P?
I met him once. Didn't really I met him. I ain't gonna even say I even met him. We was just in the same location.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We was at the at TSF compound one time, and we was all loud. I think that was the Gilly the Kid and when Sauce Walka done the Gilly the Kid and Wallow interview.
Right.
I think he was there. I didn't meet him, but, you know.
Sauce Walka, he had an interview. I don't know if he told exactly what happened. Did you watch it?
Nah, I haven't. Right. I don't even be. Y'all got to tell me what happened, and I just use that vision I got that, you know, everybody fond of. But one of my partners, shout out to Saint Nick, cause he plugged in with a whole bunch of different avenues and aspects, and we was talking, and he told me he had called back to Memphis and had talked to some real stand-up individuals.
Right.
And what they told him was that, you know, Say So P, you know, was slicking, you know,
right.
Slicking and tricking and flicking. You know, he playing stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He playing stuff, and he plays stuff on them boys, too tough. From my understanding, he was allegedly was supposed to have got ran up out of Memphis, and they told him not to come back. Is this what I heard? I don't know how real it is, but that's what I heard. And he decided to return. And cause even Saint Nick said, the cats who he talked to said that it was, you know, what had happened was meant directly for Say So P, that no way in no form or fashion was Sauce Walka a target, because they say, you know, we love Sauce Walka. So, you know, Walka is a real individual, cool, big heart, erratic, and I love him because, you know, I understand him, because, you know, whatever he feels in his heart at that moment, that's the Sauce Walka you gonna get. So it's gonna be real, it's gonna be genuine, it's gonna be authentic. And you know, I hate it happen like that there, but when you out here in these streets, man, everything that go along with the streets, good or bad, you sign up for it. Especially if you out here rocking and rolling in the streets, man. And the streets, they don't really care about none of us. And the rules change constantly for everybody. You know, what's the rule for this moment might not be the rule for the next moment under the same situation or circumstance, or for the next or same individual, you know. So you just, it's hard to prepare for the streets, because especially in today's time, because everybody's just making up rules as they go along.
In the interview that he was with, he was discussing the situation that had happened. He said, if I wanted, I could snap my fingers and have 400 or 500 men in Memphis to retaliate. From what you've seen Sauce Walka, what his reputation is in Houston, do you think that is an accurate statement?
He can move some things, you know. Anybody with money can move.
I just wonder, is there anybody like that in Houston who could have that many people from come to another state to get a jiggy?
Yeah, easily. Yeah. You know, Jay Prince, you know, the streets is gonna move in alliance and gonna move in tune with Jay Prince, with Sauce Walka, with me. The streets moving in tune with me. And that's everywhere I go, the streets in tune with me, because I can go anywhere and everybody show me love, no matter. I've been to New York, to LA by myself, been in some trenches by myself. And this is not though I'm no big bad wolf or that. It's just that the people embrace me because I'm a reflection of them. I'm a reflection of you. You are a reflection of me. I see all my people as that, you know what I'm saying? I don't see me as bigger or lower or anything. We are on an equal playing field. I treat the janitor like I treat the CEO. You know what I'm saying? That's just my mindset. But yeah, Sauce Walka can definitely move some things if he choose to, because he's earned that right and he just gained that status, and people know that he's an honorable individual in Houston streets and Houston culture.
Let me ask you this. What about the optic of people were saying like he doesn't look sad enough, or he's going on the podcast saying he doesn't want to retaliate, and he gave a reason as to why he doesn't.
Well, he don't need to retaliate because they know who did it. They got that one dude face getting up out the car, and you know, and the other two individuals, you know, if he stays stiff on that and the other two walk, you know, I salute you, bro. But you know, in today's time, it's a good chance all three of y'all going down. But yeah, so the retaliation factor, you know, but you know, who knows? If they grab him and, you know, he get behind that wall, who's to say, you know, it's so many ways things can happen, and it just doesn't necessarily have to be from a retaliation standpoint. Sometimes it could be a fan. Sometimes it could be somebody trying to gain some points for doing it. Sometimes it could be somebody that just want to be able to say that they done it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy like that, man. Everybody, you got to be very cautious and careful about the decisions you make in life, period, but especially when you out there in them streets playing around, man, because you'll find out real quick that ain't nobody playing around out there.
Right. Shouldn't have been some type of updated street code for them not to do that while Sauce Walka was right there?
You know, as good of a question as that is, in the streets, man, when you feel like you're wronged, and where we've become as a society, like it's a lot of things that happen in the streets that I don't necessarily agree with, but at the same time, sometimes I can see like how things transpired and how it got to that point. Even though I don't agree with it, I can still understand how it got to that point. You know, is if I feel like somebody got at me and, you know, sometimes we just in a wherever it go down, that's where it go down. There ain't no if and buts about it. And I'm sure Sauce Walka can understand that. You know what I'm saying? Because Sauce Walka done been in situations where it's going down, because he's a street cat.
Right.
So he's not foreign to the concept of it's going down and this way it's going down, and I don't care who wrong, who around, and you know, because the stuff with in Fort Worth with Ronnie and the Baby, now that was totally out of line.
Right.
And Charleston White, man, you are, because I'm trying to stay above ground. You a little Debbie snack cake. And I understand Charleston's MO, but sometimes even my partner say I go too far sometimes, but that was totally out of line. Fuck that baby. You know, and you gotta, you know, us as a people, man, I don't know, man. Sometimes when I think we can't get any lower or find another level of stupidity amongst ourselves, or to degrade ourselves, or to hurt us as a people and as a community, because the majority of the time, that's what a lot of the stuff that's said and portrayed and that's done amongst us, it hurts us collectively. You know what I'm saying? And that statement that Charleston made, even though it came out of his lips, it still hurts us collectively as a people. You know what I'm saying? Because even for you to be able to formulate that, even for you to think that, like the savagery for you to always claim that you trying to better society or better us as a people, but for you to be able to formulate that statement, even if you did think it, some things, you know, and I say a lot. It's not lost on me that I say a lot. You know what I'm saying? Right. But some things is best left unsaid. And that's definitely a statement that we could have went without as a people and as a society, and just as a man. Just as a man, you know, you got to really, really do some soul searching and some meditating on that, man. And you got to come to a forgiveness within yourself, because, you know, because that was harsh and critical. It was overboard.
I was talking to some OGs of Dallas yesterday, and shout out Cottonmouth, and I was kind of arguing with him, and maybe I don't know, so I'm gonna ask you. They said he was saying that pimping was a form of jack boy. Before.
Jack boy.
Yeah, like being a jack boy. That was really what it was for back in the day. So the backdooring. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I know the prostitutes would get down and win if they could get down and win. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that was the initial.
Right.
That's the first time I ever heard that.
Because I was telling him, yeah, I know, you know, she'll hit you for your watch or your chain
or
something like that. But he was saying, nah, they'll scope out and then they'll come back and lay you down.
I never heard that.
I never heard that.
Nah, I've never heard that. I've never heard that. That's foreign to me. That's foreign. I'm not saying that it is or it isn't, but I've never heard that.
Ho. That ain't no motherfucking prostitute. That's a setup, bitch.
No, that's prostitute. What I'm talking about, he's talking about what Cottonmouth said. The P would come back and get you. That's what he was saying. It would. He get the female coming there. You know what I'm saying? Let you know how much you got.
Well, every pimp that I've ever been associated with or known, you know, for the most part, they tried to keep the P a non-contact sport.
Right, that's what I thought it was about, right?
Yeah, for the most part, but then you still got gorillas,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got cats that'll snatch a broad up by the collar. You know what I'm saying? If D beat her and put her back in her place, if you know that's part of that game. But yeah, for the most part, they try to keep it verbal.
Right.
They try to keep it verbal.
What I was thinking, like, the P is the highest form of, we putting the
Of
dope
game.
down. We putting, what I'm saying?
of
We trying to,
Yeah.
because the cops is on this, so we doing this.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's the P. The P is a bad game. Let me tell you something.
Right.
A pimp, a preacher, and a politician walked into a bank.
Let's go.
Stuck it up and robbed it. After they left, the bank manager called it in. And the cop that was on the dispatch call told the bank manager, well, what did the other two look like?
Real life street stars.
But let me ask you this.
Think about it.
Yeah. We had Rainwater came in here and he said he'd never seen a successful pimp. Like basically,
I seen when he said that.
What do you think about that? Is that true statement?
Everybody has their own. The thing about life is like watching a piece of artwork. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of us in this room. And it's let's say a Basquiat on the wall. $1 million Basquiat. I say, man, the color scheme just jumps off the canvas. You say, man, how he used words in it just captivates me. You say, man, it's how he just erratic with it and it's all over the place. Everybody focuses in on something different and everybody finds what resonates with them and that's what they speak to. So what Rainwater considers success and what the next person considers success may be two different things. So by him saying he's never seen a successful pimp, he's only going by his perspective. I used to say this all the time, and then I had to realize, because I remember when Zero done an interview with somebody and he said Houston didn't show love.
Yeah, he got a lot of flack for saying that too.
And the whole truth about it is there isn't an artist in Houston as loved as Zero. He's probably the most loved Houston artist within Houston.
Today still?
He still his following is strong. His following is definitely strong. His base ain't gone anywhere. But probably as you got J-Dog, you got Fast Lane, you got some loved artists, but the streets of Houston loved Zero, man. And this is the point I'm trying to make. They love Zero so much, when they was burning CDs and they had the CD book where you could you'll get in somebody's car and you'll be flipping through the book and you'll see nothing but CDs with Zero wrote in marker on it. I know my partner Twin, he was a Zero fanatic, man. He had an entire book with none but Zero CD. And I always said that Zero, even though he was big within the city, like if they wouldn't have bootlegged Zero as much as they did, Zero probably would be the richest rapper in Houston. He's the most bootlegged artist in Houston.
Nah, you can't deny Zero's talent.
Yeah, probably the only other thing that was bootlegged more than Zero in Houston is probably a screw tape. Right. That's probably the only thing that got more copies within the streets that wasn't retailed. But
let me ask you this. Since you spoke about Zero, when you seen this Trey and Zero stuff go down and then he went to the news, how did you feel about that?
Trey and Zero both, I got relationships with both of them. Right. It was crazy, man. I really didn't, I don't know. Until this day, I was like, what the hell just happened?
Right. Because I felt like
because
he was just the streetest and solidest artist that you could, like everything about him, like.
yeah,
When that happened, I just couldn't believe it. In my take, I thought I'd never seen him take an L, and I don't think he knew how to handle that.
Possibly. I didn't talk to him directly about that. We spoke after it, but it didn't come up. I didn't even touch on it. Now, I talked to Trey several times during while everything was happening. And see, a lot of people, everybody had something to say, and unless you really know what happened, how it happened, and even still to this day, Zero is sticking with his story, and Jay Ton is sticking with his story. And they was the only two in that car. So nobody really knows, but Zero and Jay Ton what happened, because they was the only two in the car. So you could say what you want or believe what you want as a fan or as an outsider looking in, but
because we just looking outside.
That's all we have.
That's all we got.
That's all we have. And you could give your opinion, but to say that your opinion is 100% correct without the 100% truth of the matter is foolish. You know what I'm saying? But the optically, it did not look good. It was an L for us as a city, for hip hop. It was just it didn't look good at all. The clip didn't look good, even though it was stuff that happened, and that's what we do as a society. You see it every day, all day, online. Everybody try to surmise this broad picture with a small stroke. Right. We see this much, and we automatically, it's this, but you don't have enough context to really understand. You just know what you seen at that moment, and anybody could be vilified or made to look however somebody wants you to look by just taking this portion and offering it up to society for everybody to judge. And that may not be what the truth is, because all of this here transpired to get to this point. Something had to happen to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? And that's with anything.
Would you say that most of the city was disappointed in the way he handled that, as far as getting on the news and
Zero? Yeah, it was a lot of people disappointed, but it was still a lot of people that stood with him. Especially Mexicans love him to death.
Right. For sure.
Yeah, because when we turned around and won the World Series, and they was coming downtown celebrating, and when Trey came by on the thing, them essays let him have it. You know what I'm saying? They let him have it, because them essays, Vatos love the fuck out of Zero. Like, I don't know what it is about Zero, but if it's like, I don't know, have you ever seen the death of Superman?
Yeah.
You remember when it took place, and I was in the 11th grade when they killed Superman off. Superman powers went into like 4 separate entities. It went into a black man named Steel, a robot, a little boy, and a android.
Yeah, cyborg.
A cyborg.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like, I view like that's what kind of happened with Pac died. Like different parts of Pac just shot out, and Zero got the pain down pat.
Yeah.
Like Zero.
Now, because
Zero got the pain down pat, because and I wasn't the biggest Zero fan. You know what I'm saying? Because it was all pain, and you know what I'm saying? And I was getting full of that dunk. Hey man, I can't stand, because I'm full of this dunk, fool. And I can't stand, just the pressure of you just, it's too much. And anybody who, indulge in certain activities understand, the pressure of being high on PCP and somebody's just piling something on that's just, stockpiling. And not to say he wasn't a great artist, but it was just too much pain. And I was like, damn, you having money, you fucking bitches. Every day ain't that bad, man.
That, and I was just gonna ask you, like, cause I couldn't listen. I listened to Trey more. I consume more Trey music than Zero music, because Trey was actually talking about living a good life, and Zero was like, it's so painful. It's like, I've had people who had instances with Zero when they would walk up on him and be like, "I'm your biggest fan," and he just look at
he.
And it's like, you have everybody has this high vision of you, but yet in real life, you conduct yourself like
asshole by nature.
Like Trey stand for, but really, your life is very good.
Yeah, but in all actuality, and I think me and Jay had a conversation, and I told him, like, we was talking about Kendrick and Rakim today, how they recluses and hermits, and everybody, just because I'm cake ass nigga don't mean I want you to run up on me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody got their moments, and not I rap good.
Right.
But that don't mean that I want you all up on me. And so people automatically, like I told Jay earlier, we was at the barbershop. Shout out to Pure Cuts. Shout out to everybody at Pure Cuts. And a cat ran up on me one time, and wherever you at, cake at, but yeah, and so I really wasn't in the mood. I try to be cordial and respectful all the time, because I know people love me. You know what I'm saying? Like, people got a genuine love for me because I'm open, I'm honest, and I just am what I am. But that day, and I was honest with, I was like, Kinfolk, I really don't feel like it today. And he told me, when you outside, you belong to the public. And I was like, what? I don't belong to damn motherfucker. And then he told me, he said, stay in the house. What? So, you have these moments and these instances, like, okay, yeah, I rap. This is my job. This is my profession. But right now at this time, I'm not a rapper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't really want to be bothered. But people just feel they can't respect that. They don't care about you just lost your mama. They don't care about none of that. All they care about is that they feel like you belong to them at that moment.
Do you think if people had met Zero prior to hearing his music, that he would be as popular as he is today?
That's a good question. Because
I guess I'm asking because, when you trying to blow up, you're a people person. You kissing these babies.
Well, he wasn't doing that to blow up. He didn't even do that to blow up.
Okay.
The music just, the music. The first time I ever heard him was on Screw Play, that Gorilla Mob, I owe it to the South Side. That's the first time I heard him on that Gorilla Mob, and I didn't know who it was. I just know the song Jam. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but he wasn't out here shaking hands and kissing babies to get to that point.
Yeah, no.
His music just connected with everybody, because like I said, the pain and the struggle, and but Zero, if you listen to Zero enough, you really think Zero was homeless, and
right.
You know what I'm saying?
I had a good experience with Zero when I first met him.
Nah, the crazy part about it is he loved me to death. You know what I'm saying? Loved me to death, man. He ain't, every time he see me, he's upbeat. But before I just get all the way back, because y'all speaking on success, and I always thought that Zero should be more successful because of how much love he had. But who am I to say what success looks like to Zero? You know what I'm saying? Because him coming from nothing, because I know dudes who grew up with him, and I know he come from way less than humble beginnings. You know what I'm saying? I can't, what did, my dude who I work with, he say they used to have a nickname from, I can't remember what it was, but I was like, damn, y'all used to call him that? He was like, yeah, that was his name growing up. And cause he really didn't have much. So to go from having less than nothing to having, really, you had Houston.
Right.
You had Houston for sure. Now what else? I wasn't pocket watching. I wasn't keeping up with him like that. What outside of Houston, who followed him, who loved him, but you definitely had the city, and he moved. And because the very first time I ever seen him was in the hole, off of Mesa, and it was a bad little yellow broad up in there. And he was knocking her down. So life wasn't all that bad.
Right.
Yeah.
You mentioned PCP.
Yeah.
Back in the day when you was indulging in PCP, right? Did you ever get stuck?
I got stuck all the time. Yeah, I got stuck all the time.
What did you do to get out of that? Because I've seen, some
wait till my high go down, or wait till I gain my wits about it. Wasn't nothing that as far as me, that drug takes you on a trip sometime. Sometimes you can smoke and be just fine. I just told Jay earlier before y'all came, the first time I ever smoked a Sherm was right here in Dallas.
Right.
1996 Super Bowl weekend. Came to Dallas. Dallas was spooky. It was empty. We had rolled up, it was three blood cats. I knew they were Bloods because they had red bandanas on, and it's a high school. And when they see, we rolled up and we trying to find where the drugs at. And we jumping out the car, hey, and they just took off running. One of them stopped, and we were like, man, what's wrong with them? He like, man, don't worry about them. And he told us where to find it at. And we went, and I got out the car because, and went to go get it because I ain't scared of my own people.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the first time I had ever even seen it in Sherm form with tobacco, because when he had it in black tape, wrapped up with black tape, and I was like, man, what is that? Because I'm thinking he on some slick, but when he unwrapped it, I was like, yeah, that's it right there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the first time I ever smoked a Sherm. And my partner Pit Bull, he lost it. And it was a hell of an adventure. I told that story on Donnie Houston podcast before, though. But yeah, I used to get stuck. I didn't have my moments. Running down the street, buck naked, all that shit.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And so like I seen, people get hit with it. I've got laced with it, you know what I'm saying, and had to shake back. My question to you is, what would you tell someone that can't shake back if you were talking?
Man. That's a cold boy. One thing about y'all, boy, y'all ask some good questions, man. Y'all really do. Even though they be all over the place, you know what I'm saying. But they good questions, and that, in a sense, that's good because you kind of keep you on your toes. But if you can't shake back, because I was at that point to where that's my drug of choice, and I couldn't, that's the only drug. I could smoke weed. I don't have to smoke weed for 2 years. I could have a drink. I ain't got to drink for, I could pop a handlebar and don't, but that if I hit PCP one time,
right.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, let me hit that once. Yeah. Let me hit it one more time.
So like, let's say a nigga never smoked and got hit with a lace blunt. How bad would it be for that person?
I don't know. It depends.
That happened to me. That's all.
Yeah, I know, but it's different for everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. What would you say?
I really can't. It could, for anything from hallucinations to thoughts of grandeur to he might be chilling. Right. It just depends on how he reacts to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I could smoke all day and chill. Go to sleep, wake up tomorrow, drink a cold glass of water, and trip the fuck out.
So let me ask you this. Like, I feel like there's a few drugs where if I see my nigga Rook doing, I'm calling his mama. Is Sherm one of them drugs? Like a nigga should just be like, all right, we gon' bypass all the real nigga rules. We go to that. His
mama probably gonna say, don't call me, don't bring it over here. Yeah, don't bring it over here, man. Cause just if he ain't tripping, leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? But if he tripping, he just got to go through that trip.
Tookie Williams said that he used PCP for pre-workout.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy because you feel no pain.
Right.
Yeah, you feel no pain on it whatsoever. So but to keep his focus, working out, is amazing. It's hard for me to imagine that because California PCP is different than every other PCP, and that's where they cook it at. That's where by the time they get to Houston, they'll cut it. You cut it with brake fluid or road spray.
Brake fluid.
Yeah, brake fluid. A lot of people think PCP is embalming fluid. You can cut it with embalming fluid. It's not an ingredient in PCP. It's but embalming fluid is not an ingredient in PCP. You could use it as a cutting agent.
Yeah. What is it about PCP that'll make you want to decapitate someone or eat them? Like,
ain't nobody ever. That's that bath salt. Ain't nobody ever ate nobody on no PCP.
There was a story.
PCP will make you dive off a building head first. It make you believe you can fly. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't gonna make you eat. It made me get buck naked 5 times.
So there was a story that I've always heard about a man named Big Lurch.
He was on bath salt, wasn't he?
They said it was PCP.
It said PCP. He probably was on everything.
He was PCP. I know the story. Goop, cause ain't he from California? Mm-hmm. Yeah, cause I think shout out to my homeboy Gooch. I think Gooch know him. Me and Gooch talked about him about 4-5 months ago. But yeah, so that was just his thing. Yeah. I ain't never had the urge to eat a motherfucker. I might, eat a bitch pussy.
Right. So that's a tall tale that you can get.
No, I don't. It's not. Well, his experience. I'm not saying it was a tall tale.
So you've never had a killer instinct.
Oh, well, I don't even need PCP to have a killer instinct, my nigga. But I had one of my most personally embarrassing moments, and nobody know. I think I possibly said it once on a podcast. Possibly, I think I have. But but it's known for making you have suicidal thoughts, and I tried to kill myself on it one time, and that was when I was battling with it, when I wanted to get off of it, but I couldn't because it had a hold on me. And, I probably had the weakest suicide attempt ever in the history of suicide. I tried to hold my breath till I died. That shit was weak as hell.
Yeah, because you can't do that, right?
Yeah.
It's just physically impossible.
But I sat right there, held it until I started breathing again.
So when you start breathing again, what was your immediate first thought?
I was high. I was like, that shit ain't gonna work. Yeah, I was high. That shit ain't gonna work. Yeah, and then somebody happened to knock on the door.
That's crazy.
Yeah, somebody knocked on my door, and I got up, and who was it? I can't even remember who it was. It was late night too. I was tripping. Yeah, I was tripping, but I wanted to get off of it, but I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't strong enough.
Right.
And that's just being honest. And I prayed to get off of it, and 2 weeks later, I was in jail.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So do you ever reflect on like what if that attempt would have went through? Do you ever like
if I would have held my breath till I died?
And it would have died. Do you ever reflect to say what would have happened after that? What do you think would have
happened? That would have been a hell of a legacy. Because the coroner report, they be like,
he did the impossible.
Yeah. I don't know if the body reacts like showing that you were suffocated or what, or if a coroner can actually look and be like, he held his breath till he died. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want nobody to put that in my obituary or nothing. Like that's weak as hell. Yeah, that's weak.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weak.
Yeah. So man, we had Aaron the plumber come up here, right? We got a clip going viral, and he was basically
Talking about
he's pushing the fade because he doesn't believe in killing any black man.
Yeah.
Recently in Houston, man, y'all been pushing the fade.
LA fade. They push the fade. Yeah. Well, Houston has always been a box city. Like Dallas is a box city.
Yeah. So when you see D Flowers go and head up with Maxo Cream.
I called Maxo. You didn't answer your phone, cake ass. I know you seen me call too. Cause I was trying to figure out what it was about. Cause I know what I've been told, and
They said it was over a Yellow Bone.
It was over. Well, this is what I was told. It was over D Flowers' baby mama, and they said Maxo knocked his baby mama. They said D Flowers tried to knock Maxo baby mama first and was unsuccessful. So Maxo was like, shit, since that's the game we playing, let me, get back and tit for tat, and his was successful, and it went from there. I don't know how true it is, cause I don't be keeping up. People be bringing me stuff and stories that, I seen Triller Too Legit speaking on it early one morning, and I was like, huh? And then about an hour or two later, I seen somebody else, Flyboy, Crip Flyboy something, and he was talking about it, and he was talking about how Maxo was wrong because they was supposed to be partners, and then later on, I was speaking to somebody who said that they had a more intimate knowledge and inside scoop on it. And that's what they said happened, that it was D Flowers trying to knock Maxo Cream baby mama first, and Maxo getting his lick back. And, man, that's not a good look for the city as well, man. That's, Houston.
I think they did it the right way though.
No, I'm not talking about the boxing aspect of it.
Oh.
That's definitely a G way to go to box it out. But the fact that, y'all partners and one, y'all gals, baby mamas, females is getting so familiar and so close, and two, your partner is trying to snake you behind your back. It's a lot of stuff going on right now, man. That it's crazy, and it's been happening. That's not a foreign concept. It's not a foreign concept to somebody trying to knock somebody else's gal. You know what I'm saying? That's.
So is the
I ain't gonna say it's part of the game when, because to my understanding, I don't know much about D Flowers. I've heard his name, and I've been told he's supposed to be part of Maxo Cream clique. And so if that's true, and for y'all to be that close, and for that's why I say that's that part so right there.
Is the baby mama off limits?
And if that's your female, and as men, we know where another man stands with a female, especially if we are close or run in a circle, man. We know. A lot of times your partner don't even have to. A lot of times you got to tell your partner he in love.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? You be like, oh, tender dick.
Tender ass.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know your partner, and if y'all around each other and y'all been around each other and you know that this is his personality, this is his characteristics, this how he move, but now all of a sudden he with this gal and he's moving totally different. He's docile, he's more calm, he's more respectful. Man, I'm finna go to the high. Say, my nigga, we finna go over here. Man, I gotta call my gal. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that anything is wrong with it. I'm not saying anything. Well, but as men, and when we're a collective and a group, and we partners, and we click and we gang, or whatever term you want to use, you get to know your partner. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, oh man, yeah, look, man, since you got with that gal, man, you bet,
Right.
And that ain't nothing wrong with, but you just take notice. So you know where a dude is with a female. So if you know that he's at this point to where he will possibly kill you behind him, you know what I'm saying? Because women have that type of persuasion over men, you know, and never had that type of persuasion over me to where now my baby mama and a female that like I was about to marry, this is my guy, this is my fiance. It's not the persuasion, it's the don't disrespect that, don't disrespect her, and we cool. But her coming to me and be like, because this female is also manipulating this situation. Right. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you know they partners and you still get on. You know what I'm saying? Right. You manipulating this situation and you know how one man feels about you versus another, especially if y'all laid up, this your baby dad, y'all pillow talk. Because if baby mamas and baby daddies go pillow talk, if you that tight, if it's a one night stand, that's one thing. But if that baby was made out of love, I'll pillow talk. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not sure that the fade works nowadays because of the internet. Because after they did that, they both went to the internet. And so it's like, yeah, you see, I whooped him. And the other one was like, yeah, you see how I did him? Did we really solve anything?
As long as both is able to walk away, wake and consistently wake up, you know, however somebody sees it, you know, that's on them. As long as you walk away as a man with your head held high. Because, you know, in a penitentiary, don't nobody care if you win or lose. Right. We just care if you fight.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So however you feel about yourself, you might be saying that out of the pride, because who's to say that you really wasn't scared to fight and you fought, so you proud of the fact that you fought. You know what I'm saying? So you feel, I whooped him, you know, however. But yeah, you fought, y'all walked away from it. Hopefully it's solved. And, you know, hopefully you learned something, because overall, the situation is a stain, you know, it really is.
Is it hard to have the same type of respect for a man that you see and get whooped? Because that's why I think it is. It's like, when you see another man get whooped, it's like, that nigga got whooped. It makes you not, whatever kind of credibility or status you had, it's like you don't have it no more because people seen you get dominated by another man. Do you think that's would be some part of that? Like how people lose respect for somebody?
I've seen Mike Tyson get dominated by another man before. You respect him any less?
Yeah, still do. To this day.
Huh?
Yeah, that's real. You said, yeah, that's a good point.
You respect him to the utmost. If he walked through this door right now, you would tell Tyson. All right. You know what I'm saying?
Mr. Tyson, yes, sir. You right.
Yeah. No. Just because, man, I haven't won every fight that I fought. I fought every time. Mm-hmm. A nigga done got on my ass before. But it's human nature. If you just walk and ask anybody, a random, man, tell me about 3 fights you had. Every fight they tell you, they gonna be in one. They gonna tell you about what that nigga got on your ass. Nobody gonna tell you that. Yeah, ain't nobody gonna tell you about when he hit you so hard you saw them red and blue lights like the laws was pulling you over. Nobody gonna tell you about that. Ain't nobody gonna tell you about when he scooped you and dunked you on your head and you thought you broke your throat muscle. Nobody gonna tell you that.
Yeah, you right.
Nah, ain't nobody gonna tell you that, man.
So tell us, how many L's you took?
1-on-1. In the 5th grade, I tried to bully this cat, and you know, I didn't have my guards up, and he stood up and he 2-pieced me real quick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He caught me on that one. Yeah. You know. Yeah. Let me see. And when I was in state jail, I fought this little cat, And the only reason he swole my eye up, but cause we squared off. You know, I fight, you know what I'm saying? And he squared up, so I'm like, okay, let's get it in. And out of nowhere, he just dropped his head and went to swinging like a female. That bing, bing, I got it. Yeah, I got it. You know what I'm saying? He, you know, yeah, he got me on that one because it just caught me totally off guard because from once we posted up, finna get it in to the next, he just go to throwing old wild cat like fist. My last fight, I fought six, seven Crips in the penitentiary. We fought hard too. I called him out for a second round too, because I had a scratch and I had a busted lip on the inside and a scratch on my forehead. That's all I got. But yeah, you know, I done took just me and Kelly Mo. Kelly Mo he gon' lie. But this is what happened, man. So Kelly Mo, my kinfolk had just got out the penitentiary. And we was on the feeder of 290. We was at 290 and Tipwell. We was in his mama SUV. And it was two white boys and a black girl walking. And so we looking, and one of the white boys say, what they looking at? So Kelly Mo heard that and he made the block. Kelly Mo, I'm finna show him what we looking at. So he pull up, words get exchanged, we hop out. So we about there on the side of 290 boxing. So it's two white ones, and being the white boy I'm fighting, I'm getting on his ass. I look over there, Kelly Mo, the white boy on top of Kelly Mo, so I run over there and I catch the white boy upside the head. Pow, get off my homeboy. And so I go back, me and the other white boy fight. By the time I catch this white boy, this other white boy, he trying to pick up a big branch. And when he pick it up, it's like an old branch. And when he go to swing it, it snap. Cause I was like, damn, I'm glad it snapped, cause it would have caught me dead across my head. And so we go back to fighting, and to the point where I'm on top of him, whooping him. And Kelly Moore and the white boy he fighting, they over there close to us, and out of nowhere, that white boy kicked me in my shit, right in my eye. Foul! Well, I wanted to kill Kelly Moore, man. Me and Kelly Moore had a matchup. The white boy gave him a black eye for punching him and gave me a black eye for kicking me in my motherfucking eye. Yeah, for real. Yeah, I'm able to, that, cause that's life lessons. Hey man, black eyes and busted lips is beautiful where I come from. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't the baddest. I ain't gonna walk around trying to pretend like I'm the baddest dude. I ain't no sucker and I ain't no chump. But hey man, Ali went down. Yeah. Tyson went down. Maybe Floyd didn't go down because he fought a bunch of bums and exhibition fights and shit. Yeah, he ain't, he ain't really fought though. He fought Pacquiao, and Pacquiao was 103 years old, like a buck. But the majority, and that's what everybody is trying to attain. Like all these younger fighters is trying to chase Floyd. What was that fight that they just had where old boy went down on the one, the fight they just had about
Tank.
That was
Tank versus Roach.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that fight there, and it ended in a draw. Yeah. Man, it really, I wasn't into that fight like that.
Yeah, that was a good one. You tripping? That was the one that all those other fights be like, okay, he be missing, but this one, nigga, that was.
I really ain't. Since Tyson ain't didn't. That was our champ. That my generation. That was our champ. That was hip hop's champion. Tyson was. It was different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the dudes Tyson fought, they wasn't ready for Tyson. Tyson was like who you calling? Say a bunch of plumbers. You seen he said that about the old cats in the NBA. Say they was a bunch of plumbers. Yeah. And Tyson just ran through.
Running through them niggas.
Yeah.
Now I got a question for you, right? You being from Houston, you being in Houston, right? You see the Mo3 situation play out in Dallas, right? You see Yella Beezy, he gets charged, he does, gets the bail for $750. When we were going through that situation, what was y'all's take on it?
On what?
the whole Mo3 versus Yella Beezy versus, like when you were seeing it in real time, what was Houston
talking about? What part of it? The actual
when
gun down?
Yeah, him getting gunned down.
When I saw the gun down was I even to this day I never, because if you look at it, they in front of, and I wonder like how did Mo3 know that car had turned and it was for him? You know what I'm saying? Because he stopped and the car was, it had some yardage to go because it was turned sideways on the freeway, and he stopped and like he go around. The whole thing was, I don't know, man. It's crazy. And then they run him down and the dude I just found out the cat who did it, he Baby Fleece Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he messed with them boys, man. He liked to play in mud. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how and now he trying to implicate. They say Trap Boy Freddy is on the run, and how he was trying to make it sound the other day like Mo3 only was responsible for half of the payment, and I'm like, man, this is insane. You know what I'm saying? And these white folks continue to play in our face, man, and we allow it because the white folk, not all of a sudden, this dude is a credible witness, but if his life was on the line totally by himself, then he wouldn't have any credibility in the courts of law. But now, since he's trying to take down another black man or 2 or 3 black men, now he's a credible witness. And I'm not saying that what he's saying is false or true. I'm just saying how the system manipulates a situation or manipulates us in this country.
Have you ever seen a star witness to a capital murder trial do an interview?
What you mean?
So he just did an interview. Right, and that's led to even more of some of the information coming out. Is he did an interview from
Not
jail.
only is he gonna do an interview, y'all gonna have him on Real Life Street Starz.
No, he was on there.
Y'all, he gonna be on Real. He gonna do Vlad. He gonna do a full circuit. He gonna do the Danza Project. Y'all like snitches. Y'all like snitches. All you podcasting, y'all love snitches.
Everybody likes snitches, nigga.
Who?
All of y'all. Everybody wants to hear from them.
Yeah, I don't want to hear.
How do we get documentaries if we don't get no snitches?
I don't. You don't need. What kind of documentary are you talking about?
Any crime documentary.
You don't necessarily need a snitch to do a crime documentary.
What crime documentary have we never had a snitch? We would never know shit if it wasn't for the snitches.
You would know a lot because you would know a lot because we are involved in the culture. You don't need a snitch. Who's
going to tell the story if nobody's snitching?
But the story to tell a story doesn't necessarily involve snitching.
Tell me one that didn't.
Any story. I tell you stories every day. What the hell is you talking about?
Why do you hold on? Why do you think it's turned the podcast game, the blog game is turned so police? Why do you feel like all this should be getting covered by?
Nah, cause everybody is so driven to prove that they are who they are, or they are as real as they portray themselves to be. Everybody wants to be viewed as some super tough guy, super gangster, or man. In the hood, if you're a killer, we all know you're a killer.
Right.
You ain't got to get you ain't no real killer ever had to announce that they're a killer. A real killer ain't got to announce he's a killer. You ain't gonna do that. Shut up.
Hey, hold on, wait. See, that's the old law. See, you got to update the game. These niggas is saying shit in their records like King Von. If I catch one more, that means it's 24. Like these niggas is letting you know how many bodies that it caught.
Nah, King Von he's certified.
See, but nobody ever says, nigga, you was talking too much.
But at the same time, King Von wasn't screaming. He just tell you, I'm gonna shoot shit out of you, cake ass nigga.
Well, what's the difference?
No, I'm not saying it's. I'm not saying it's a difference. I'm just saying he wasn't King Konging it. He was just. You seen it. You seen his mama. You seen how bad his mama is.
Yeah.
I wonder how many niggas his mama got killed, going over there trying to put dick on King Von mama. I heard her name in Chicago is Death Trap. I'm just bullshit. I'm just bullshit. But his mama is bad. And could you imagine you meeting her and she be like, yeah, I stay at 3642 South End. And you pull up and King Von and all these young murderers is on the porch. Keep dropping. She be like, I thought you were coming by. Man, I got a call from my mama, and I think she stuck on the toilet with bad diarrhea. I'm gonna tell you something, man. Cause I'm pretty sure if you asked me to bet, have King Von down the nigga for trying to put dick on his mama, I would take that bet. Cause his mama is bad. His mama is bad. His mama is bad. And could you imagine you is putting dick on his mama and he walk in and hid? Don't know, son. My mama and daddy could have got married and I still don't want to hear my daddy put dick on my mama. Right. Yeah. Yeah, man. Hey, man, what did you just say, man? You ain't just gonna put dick on my mama like that, cake at me. You walk in and your dad just leaning on your tea lady. Yeah, man, no, homeboy. I gotta look at that, fam. You tripping. No, man, you ain't gonna have my tea lady ass jacked up in there like that, fam. I know. The same with my daughter. Yeah, man. Y'all married, but man, keep that shit. Y'all need to get a room if y'all gonna be doing all that stuff. Yeah, you ain't finna be putting dick on my daughter under my roof and just killing her with that dick. No. To where she running and I hear, oh man, I'm kick the door down, man. I'm shoot the shit out of you. Yeah, no. Yeah, and I can imagine King Von probably pistol whooped somebody for 40 minutes like the Boosie song saying. 40 minutes straight.
When you look at the podcast, it seems like it's a lot of bloggers, and it's like they're all detectives, right? But here's the thing: is like they're getting paid to get you, like, and how you say it, like it's all a design system to catch you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because a lot of us like to say the system is broken. The system ain't broke. The system is doing exactly what it's designed to do.
Right.
To catch you up, man. The system is not broke. To us, the system is broke. To the people in position of power, the system not broke. Not broke at all, man.
We could start our own police force. Black people.
Who?
I'm talking about the police. Black people can start their own police force.
To do what?
To catch white people doing bad crimes.
Nah,
we could do it, bro.
Yeah, we could do
this, bro.
We just first, yeah, we just need to form like the Black Panthers just to protect us.
That's what I'm saying. We start the Black Panthers.
I don't need to catch a white person doing nothing, because they didn't know, They didn't already do it. Yeah, they did.
But they keep doing it.
They can keep doing it. Just keep it over there.
That's what I'm saying. But they don't. See, what they do is they let us go out, and then they come fish us out, and they go home like nothing happened.
Yeah, and that's because you have people patrolling and terrorizing a community that they have no link to.
Exactly.
So
what if we were doing that to them?
The average black cop is not gonna do that because we're inherently scared. We're fearful. We've been taught. It's a video where, was it in Cleveland? Was it Cleveland, Cincinnati, somewhere? Where they was choking a black dude out and somebody would come in. Why I don't ever see black cops doing that to a white? You won't, because if you put black cops in a white neighborhood, they're gonna patrol that neighborhood with some civility. They're gonna patrol that neighborhood. Yes, sir. No, sir. And that very same black law, man, you take him up out that white neighborhood and then you put him in a black neighborhood to patrol and he gonna be going upside our heads.
It's messed up because I live in a white neighborhood right now and I've never seen a black cop.
Yeah.
But like, bro, what is that?
But a white cop will see you and be like, what you doing over here?
Right, facts.
You know what I'm saying? But a black cop would never see a white man in that. Maybe in the hood, if depending on what level of black cop, because if you see a white boy coming up out the ghettos, up out by hood, you know he ain't got no business over there. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nothing but, it's real dark over there, fam. You know what I'm saying? Only thing white over there is crack cocaine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but.
Should we start getting on these cops' asses?
Shit, we way past that point. Way past that point, man. We passed the point of discussion to think about it. Where everybody just want to kumbaya, hold hands, sing, praise, pray. Man, Jesus is not coming, K-Guy. He's not coming. He ain't finna save you. Let me tell you something. If you was a slave owner, would you give your slaves anything to empower them, to help them out, to free them? If you was a slave owner. If that was a remote possibility that Jesus could have freed you, the white man would have never even had the idea of giving Jesus to you. Jesus can't free you, man. You got to free yourself. And the average black person is afraid to try to free themselves. The average black person don't even want to fathom the thought of existing without the white man, because at this point it's a symbiotic relationship. We need them and they need us. They need this system. White folk be like, go back to Africa, go back to where you come from. The system would crumble if every black person left America. This system would crumble.
So why
because
don't we do it?
why
not do it?
And where you gonna go?
Shit, what they say? West
Uganda,
Africa, South Africa.
No, is it Uganda? One of the countries.
Not Uganda, but
It's an African nation.
Yes.
That but do you want to go? Hey man, we go
$100,000. They live like kings over there. Thailand.
100,000 African dollars and 100,000 American dollars ain't the same.
I said if you
100,000.
take 100,000 American dollars and convert it.
Yeah, but at the same, we've because when you go to another country, you gotta adhere to their statutes, to their laws, this the adjustment.
But have you been seeing like the black people in Thailand? I've been seeing a lot of videos of like black people in Thailand creating their own. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah. Oh boy,
they're creating their own economy. Like they're creating their own.
Well, I don't know about the economy, but I did see the brother who moved to Thailand and he living it up in the condo.
600.
Yeah.
There is a lot of black people moving to Thailand, but did you just see that motherfucking earthquake?
Nah, what?
That's 7.7.
And Thailand, it's like California.
Yeah,
it's definitely like California.
Yes.
Oh.
But but if I move to Thailand, it's gonna be a whole bunch of chocolate covered Twinkies over there, nigga.
How do you decide what you are and aren't gonna say? What I watched a lot of your videos and I'd be like, man,
when you say that, what you mean as the subject matter?
Yeah, your subject matter.
It comes to me in different ways. It comes to me sometimes spur of the moment. It comes through meditation. It comes through experience. I might see something or see somebody, or it's just different ways. And sometimes I be in a zone and I got a lot of stuff saved up in my phone, like content in case I wake up one day and I feel uninspired or unmotivated, and I can go to my phone and I can, cause I try to post something every day, but yeah, it comes to me in all kind of ways. I can't never say exactly which way it's gonna come or how it's gonna come. I just know it's gonna come, K-Guy.
Whenever you speak on something, have you ever
Ladies,
spoken on something?
That apply to you too, fucking bitch.
Have you ever spoke on something and then like, damn, I shouldn't have spoke on that?
Nah, I know exactly what I say, and I don't regret anything I say, because everything I say is gonna come from a genuine, authentic, and real place. I have never done a video out of malice and out of hatred, even when I do the videos where I say I don't hate much, but I do hate certain things, I still don't do the video. I try to do everything from a standpoint of education, because every time it's gonna be something formidable in there for you to walk away with. You know what I'm saying? It's not all for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I rarely do I just do something for nothing. Yeah, that's like jacking off expecting a broad to get pregnant. Yeah.
Man, I was gonna say, with Houston having this run and you doing your thing, like, what do you expect for you the next elevation of Smack? Like, you at one point had a show with Charleston.
Yeah.
Do you
opinion.
expect to collaborate more with people, like to because at one point y'all had a little run going with that show. You know what I'm saying?
It lasted like 4 or 5 weeks.
Right.
But I just do podcast. I've been doing movies. Shout out to Michael Sterling. She get it from her mama. Lexi Gold, Kinsley, Cal Wayne. Dope movie, dope concept. Yeah, I've been getting a whole bunch of movie offers, and whenever Slim, because they haven't given an official date for Double Cup, the movie Double Cup.
Right.
You seen it?
I was there.
Yeah, you was there
Shout out to you.
for the Dallas premiere. But whenever they drop that, my price is going up, and I know the offers is gonna really, really pull in, because everybody was like, and Smack came through and just smashed the gas. Right. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just stay working, man. My new motto is wake up and work.
Yeah.
Wait every day, wake up and work. Do something, man.
Hey, what do you think about you being like a 2v1 legend, right? You see the Pop the Balloon are letting them get a deal with Netflix, right? Now they streaming live on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I did not know
Thursday.
that.
Yes. That fuck, I was like, damn, man, that's taking it to the next level.
Well, so that's news to me, first and foremost. 20v1 on Netflix.
Yeah. No, not the 20v1, Pop the Balloon.
Same
shit.
Nah.
But yeah.
A bunch of, our culture permeates, and it, as a people, and I'm finna go, and I'm gonna make my way back around now, but I must say, as a people, we've been given an innate quality and ability to take anything, to take nothing. We was just talking about oxtails and pig feet and soul food and stuff that was once considered nothing or trash. And we turned it into something that fed the soul. You know what I'm saying? That kept us alive, to the point to where now oxtails is the most expensive meat in the store. So we got this quality to make everything just pop. Everything just, it's hard to explain it, because I guess when you've been bred out of nothingness, bred out of hatred and jealousy, and just repeatedly, even when you try to build something, somebody comes through and just knocks it down and takes it away from you. But then your spirit is so strong that it doesn't deter you. It doesn't stop you. So if you do give a person like that the smallest anything, they're able to take it and use it and utilize it and make the best of the situation. And so our culture, it just always seems to float to the top and elevate.
Man.
So it only makes sense that Netflix or somebody will come calling with a check because it's doing numbers. And you got people all over the country doing them, and every last one of them is doing numbers, be it manufactured or be it earthy and organic like mine, because everybody that sees, they all say mine is the best one because it's real. It's not manufactured. It's not none of that goofy shit. And I told Mike from the jump, I don't want no goofy shit in my shit. Now I'm a do what I do, and I'm gonna bring in entertainment and everything, but all that we gonna have a fight or we ain't doing none of that, man. Everything that I do is gonna be reality based. Yeah. It's gonna be rooted in the truth and in honesty, because I feel like the people and society deserves honesty and truth. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Man, before we get out of here, man.
Before we get out of here, how long we been doing this here, man?
About 1:30.
Yo, seriously?
Yeah. Not for real. Yeah.
Shit, we can go on and on to the next interview, nigga. You get your part 1, part 2, because ain't no telling when I'm coming back. I'm lounging like a mug. And plus, I ain't just got all this real shit out yet, K-Guy. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of real shit. I might just have to go on a rant at the end, just, touching up on stuff. Because I know, y'all got to get y'all questions in. Yeah. But it's also some things that I would appreciate touching up on.
Touch up on
as for myself. Because we're in a war. We've been in a war for quite a while. Ever since we've encountered the white man, we've been in a war. You don't have to be shot at to be in a war. You have spiritual warfare. As I said earlier, they beating you to death with Jesus. You have mental warfare, where they're bombarding you with propaganda and rhetoric. You have educational warfare, or should I say miseducational warfare, where they're teaching us a lot of backwards activities and backwards thoughts. You got fashion warfare. You got music warfare. You got everyday warfare. Paying bills is a warfare. And I know y'all like, man, come on, OG, how is paying bills warfare? Because you so busy just trying to keep the lights on, you can't even afford to rebel if you wanted to. It's a form of warfare. And I really don't even know if there is a better situation for us. Because here in this country, you have a people that's been begging, pleading, asking for equality. And I don't know if anybody has ever really thought about what that means for somebody to ask for equality. So if I'm asking for something to be equal, that means that this side has more and this side has less. This side is better and this side is worse. And it has to be so lopsided to where it's an issue.
Right.
But the whole thing about equality is, in order to make it equal, that means you have to give something up. And I'm talking about, you got white people, impoverished, that feel like it's unfair. And in the black man's eyes, even in the poorest white man still think he's better than the best black man.
Is he right?
It depends on what perspective you want to view it from.
Your perspective.
My perspective ain't anybody because you might have somebody that think money makes them better than the next person. But to this person, to me, money is I'm more interested in character and integrity and principle.
But would you say the world in the whole is?
Well, no, because what they have done.
We watch niggas dick ride for money. We watch niggas. We watch niggas.
Now watch this here.
Because of money.
And watch this, because we have been tricked to trade in forward progress for upward mobility. Let me say that again. We have been tricked to trade forward progress for upward mobility.
For those who don't know what upward mobility is, can you explain that?
We once was trying to come together as a people, as a collective, and move forward as a people in society. But they was like, okay, we ain't gonna kill them. We still flood their neighborhood with drugs and guns and all that. But let's weaponize money. Everything can be weaponized. And when it comes to us as a people and as a society, they know how to utilize everything as a weapon. And money has been weaponized for black people. These here cost $400, $500. If you put a $600 price tag on Wranglers, we'll run out and kill ourselves to get them. You know what I'm saying? Just because we feel like the next black man can't afford them or can't have them. Anything to get some money, because it's a collective versus being selfish. At one point, we were all about the people.
But doesn't that seem like a pipe dream though?
What?
Just the unity,
and that's
in actuality, people are always.
And that's why I was even finna get, because
Right.
when you really think about it, can you really hold or be mad at a black person for being selfish and going for self? Because every black person that's ever been out for black people as a whole and as a collective, and for us, unity and moving, what happened? And what, and at the end of your life, you sacrifice all this for us, and we still ain't gonna get it right.
And this is just sometimes my personal opinion. I feel like it got fucked up when we stopped looking at everybody else as our enemy and started trying to be cool with what.
So segregation.
Segregation worked to me.
Well, we didn't segregate because we had the knowledge to separate. That's what society said.
That forced upon us.
Yeah, but it was to our benefit.
For sure.
And once that changed, and we allowed, hey man, you soon as a yang open up the store, mama, papa, you know what I'm saying?
Bling bling.
Yeah. They on the block with the beauty supply stores, and all the money. And at the end of the day, it's not our money, because it's not one black face on that dollar. That we don't control it, we don't own it, we don't print it. It's still the white man's dollar. You know what I mean? And they trick you to believe that a piece of paper holds so much value. And my partner Cardell always say that they gave us the Bible and walked away with the land.
Right.
Oh shit. No, man.
Yeah.
Do you believe that?
Yeah. The majority of us, man, these black pastors are the worst. You know what I'm saying? They are the worst. And they are less than nothing. A preacher, period. Can't nobody, and I think we touched on this before, but you can't tell me about something you've never seen when you can't even tell me about things you see every day. You know what I'm saying? I don't miss me with I'm a spiritual individual, and I try to stay in tune with society and with a frequency and a vibration. And I try to stay honorable, honest. I try to have a lot of positive qualities about myself because I understand how helpful it is as an individual. But I don't miss me with the religion, man, because religion ain't done nothing for us. Religion only holds us back. We can't overcome because we too scared. We too busy asking what would Jesus do.
So I pose a question. If you think we could turn off religion and rap for 10 years, like that ain't no religion, no rap, what do you think the black community would be? I mean, bro, I think about this all the time because you're not lying. Like, there's certain things that we have in our community that just keep us from.
And the crazy part about it is, I don't think that is rap per se. It's just a genre of rap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't believe it's hip hop. I believe hip hop is pop. I believe like there's a certain piece of hip hop that holds us back because
most definite is harmful.
For sure.
It's definitely harmful. I know it's harmful. And I'm gonna tell you the exact moment that I realized it was harmful, because up to this point, I was a true believer of, like what Charles Barkley said, I'm not a role model. You raise your own kids. It's not my fault. Hip hop ain't make me do it. But when I got out the penitentiary in 2002, and it was right on the cusp of Lil Jon and Crunk. Mm-hmm. It was right on the cusp, and I should have seen it even before Lil Jon, but I was just so entranced into the culture, and I had bought totally into the disenfranchisement of us as a people and into the ignorance. Like, I was totally sold on it, that I overlooked it, and that's really not my nature. But I was all the way in it, and I didn't even really care to try to analyze the fact, because you could see it with Master P and No Limit over there. Mm-hmm. Hey man, but when I got out in 2002, I was totally sober. I wasn't drinking, I wasn't smoking, I wasn't doing anything. And we had a club on Antoine, was it called Thug Mansion at that? I think it was Thug Mansion. But anyway, so we in there. It's packed. It's jam-packed. It's live. It's going down. I'm in there chilling. Everybody really chilling. And then when they cut into that Lil Jon, and like I said, I'm sober. So I'm not viewing it with the same lens. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even, I think this probably was my first or second time going out when I got out the penitentiary. And when they cut into that Lil Jon, the entire energy of the club shifted. Mm-hmm. And it was just rumbling all over the club. And like I say, I'm sober. I got a bottle and I got against the wall. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, nah, man. This music, the spirit in this here music, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it took the club somewhere totally different, to where it fell all the way outside to now boys shooting. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And we was all chilling and cool all the way up to that point. But as soon as I think the first song they played was Nuck If You Buck. Mm-hmm. Nuck If You Buck, boy. And I'm gonna tell you, that was the first song they started playing, and it was the first time I seen niggas doing this. And I was like, what the hell is going on?
So down here, that was Head Buster. When that Head Buster came on.
But see, they had an entire playlist that they would run Nuck If You Buck, Head Buster, or 2, 3, Lil Jon, you know, all that. And, you know, and I thought we have a legendary MC in Houston by the name of Captain Jack. And I was talking to her one day, and Captain Jack say, man, you gotta treat the North Side with care. He said, you could play 1 or 2 of them songs, but then after you play by 2, maybe 3, then that's when you need to play Babyface Whip Appeal to bring these niggas back down. Yeah, cause you know, that music amps you up. Cause I remember somebody, when Jeezy was catching fire, and somebody walked up to me and say, man, that Jeezy make me want to get money. I say, nigga, the Isley Brothers make me want to get money, cake ass nigga. Fuck you mean? Jeezy make me want, I want to get, I don't need Jeezy to want money, to want to get up and hustle and get something. We want to use too much shit as a crutch or as an excuse or as a reason. Oh, man, I done that because no. Do it because that's what you wanted to do. Right. That if it's in your heart and in your mind, because if it ain't, then you generic.
Right. You're
not being honest and true with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Jeezy make me want to get money. Hey, what? Yeah, man. I'll never forget that, man. That blew my mind, man. Blew my mind, man. Yeah, man. But
music definitely, that era definitely shaped the landscape for some interesting times.
And it's still, and it's more drastic than ever, because when you add on top of that they promote heavy drug usage. Mm-hmm. Heavy drug usage. I'm talking about all drugs skew your decision making, but some heavier than others. Right. You know what I'm saying? And they telling boys, you know, they doing pills and things. They wake up the next day and they don't even know that they done gunned down the whole block. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because and you got a gun that you could squeeze one time and it let off 30 bullets at one time. You don't even care who you hit. If you hit, you just want to shoot something or shoot somebody. You just want a body. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just want a body.
Done hit somebody, grandmama.
Yeah, you just want a body, man. You don't even care. It ain't even about if I shoot who wronged me or if somebody wronged you at all, man. It's just because, you know, we have a messed up mentality, and I don't ever take what I'm saying as me pointing the finger, because I am of the culture, I am in the culture, and I am affected by the culture, and I have participated in the culture in every aspect of it, the good and the bad. And I didn't seen a black man just look in my direction and say it to myself or say it to my partners or mouthed it to him or even said it to him, what that whole ass nigga looking at? And he might be looking past me at a female standing behind me, man. But we automatically recognize each other as enemies. You know what I'm saying? Just y'all, before we go, I want y'all to do this for me before we get up out of here. Do me a favor. Close your eyes. Now, imagine you got a gun in your hand. You loading it up. Load the clip up. Insert the clip into the gun. Cock it. Now, you up this gun. You getting ready to squeeze. Right before you squeeze, you open your eyes. Now tell me what the person looked like that you upped this gun on. Look just like you, don't it, cake ass nigga? psychologically, you can't even, you see yourself as your own enemy, fam. You know what I'm saying? And that's a psychological battle that we gotta struggle to get over. And I don't know. I really don't know, man. I really don't know if we'll be able to surpass all of these obstacles and these hindrances in our path. Ideally, I hope and I pray as a people that we can overcome. But when I look at the reality of our situation, I'd be lying if I said I was hopeful. I was hopeful in us as a people of bettering our situation. Yeah, I really, when I look at how things are and how things are going, because they say it gets better before it gets worse, but it's just constantly getting, it gets worse before it gets better, and it's just constantly getting worse for it. Like when will it start getting better? When will it start getting better? It's just constantly getting worse. Constantly. We can't, even if we have a moment of solace, a moment of peace, a moment of success, is destroyed by so much negativity, and so it's something gonna come along that the success that we experienced it's just gonna dissipate. It's not gonna even compare to the tragedy we have to deal with, because they're gonna make sure that the tragedy is so great and so big that it totally eclipses and erases this success, because we can't be allowed to see ourselves in a consistent cycle of success. Because when we continuously win, it builds your confidence. It changes the way you see yourself. It changes the way you think. And eventually it'll change the way you act. And, everything in this world is about control. And these people just basically want to control everything and everybody. You got one or two individuals that's telling the entire world what they gonna do. Elon Musk, Bill Gates, dudes like this here telling us what we gonna do with our life and who we are. And, even flat out said that they trying to kill, they trying to kill us. So it's crazy, man. I just hope everybody survives, man. Wake up, work, put your thinking cap on. You ain't got to think like me at all. I just want you to think.
And this is about the time when the nigga would turn the zero on. This is the sea of life, and I'm drowning. Man,
I hate you, bitch. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, Smackwater, you always come on the platform and give us a wealth of knowledge, man. You are one of the most pivotal individuals. Great storyteller, man. You killing them with the movies, man. We just love when you come on here because you give us that real shit, man.
Y'all was cussing like a mug.
Yeah.
Y'all was cussing like a mug. I slid 1, 2 here, but y'all was doing, so all the bleeps and all that's on y'all.
Yeah. Nah, it ain't
on me. Yeah,
you did a great job.
Yeah. No, I promised Jay I was gonna tone it down on that dope, because it's monotonous to me. When I watch the interview, it's monotonous to me. You know what I'm saying? And y'all should be able to release y'all content and without me posing any threat to it, because y'all built y'all platform for that and to do that, and I shouldn't come in and try to throw a monkey wrench in what y'all got going on. And I respect that enough as a man to know, okay, man, I gotta, you know, cause I got my platform on Instagram. I could do all the monkey shit I want to do and say, you know, so yeah,
Amen.
That's what it is.
And with that being said, Smackwater, you are a real life street star.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Real life. If that shit ain't real life, it ain't
It ain't real life.